Nestled amongst the natural beauty of the Wisconsin Dells, the Wilderness Resort stands as a place for families, fun, adventure, and relaxation. It is truly one of my favorite hotels at the Wisconsin Dells, and I thought, when you go on the website, you might be confused as to where these different rooms are located. So I thought I'd kind of give you a quick drive through where you could see where everything is. So if you're looking to be in a certain area, you know which rooms to book or not. My name is Jessica Lynn, and I'm the curator here at Jessica Lynn Original Studios, where we take adventures to the Dells, Disney, and so much more. So be sure to subscribe. All right, let's go ahead and get this tour started. So as you saw, I came around the front side of the resort, and I love this. My favorite part to drive. You get to go right under the water slides. Like, that to me is just pretty cool. But these rooms right here, these are some of my favorites. They are 2-bedroom vacation villas. They have them where they line right up against the wave pool, and they are an upstairs downstairs unit. The one we were in was not accessible, but I know that they do offer quite a few accessible rooms. So if you are looking for that, be sure to click on that as one of your options when you are searching for a particular room. Off to the left was the wave pool. Off to the right was the room. We actually stayed on that one right there on the end. Loved it. We do have a full video on that. And again, we have videos on most of these rooms. So if you go to our website, jessicalynoriginalstudios.com, and then search Wilderness or Wisconsin Dells, you'll be able to see all of the different room tours and adventures that we've had. You can see the zip line is right by those rooms. So during the summer, that could be quite busy. But I will say, staying in one of those rooms, what's really nice about it is that right across the way you can walk right to the outdoor water park or the wave pool. Now we're going to turn back around because I want to show you more of this, but in the future we'll talk about that suspension bridge just a little bit more. So again, my favorite part of this was driving underneath the water slides, which were active at the time we were there. I always think it's kind of fun. Sometimes you can hear little screams of people having fun. So as we come around, this is going to be the main check-in area of the hotel on that right-hand side right there. So you can see there's the Wilderness sign. In there, that's where the kids club is, down in the lower level. Right above that is Take Flight. If you don't know what Take Flight is, that is very similar to Soarin'. So just so that you know, that's kind of in conjunction if you're trying to figure out where things are. And I just did a brand new walking tour, so you could watch that too, because I'll actually walk through so you can get an idea. So all that glass right there, that's the main check-in. And that's part of the Wilderness Hotel, where they have like double queen sofas. They have different versions of that room. There's like a king size version. There's one where it has like a divided little piece. It's a little bigger room that has a couch. There's another one where it has a little bigger area with like I'll call it a bar, but more like a breakfast bar, I would say, where you could have the kids kind of sit up on a little table and kind of eat breakfast there. So that's all associated to this main building. So most of that's going to be there. As we walk around, again, here's that horseshoe shape, right? And we show up at the Wild West region. And in here, for example, there's like a king sofa with a fireplace. Again, so you can see it's very similar themed, but some of these may have just a little bit more space. And again, most of those are right there associated to the main hotel. So you could be closer to, different water parks. So anything you stay off the main hub, you probably don't have to take a shuttle or your transportation. Now, toward the back here, they have some pretty amazing rooms. This is actually a 5-bedroom entertainment cabin. This is on my bucket list. I want to stay there so bad. They're huge spaces, but again, anytime you stay at one of these outside ones, the cabins, etc., you'll have to call for a Wilderness shuttle to come and get you. And if you watch this video, you'll see there are a ton of shuttles that kind of show up as I'm driving through. And that just tells you how many there actually are out and about. There also in this area is a 4-bedroom retreat cabin. Again, super cool. You could have a family reunion here. You could have a bunch of people just sort of gather. This would be fun for weddings, anniversaries, bachelor parties. Tons of fun options that are available there. And again, these are away from the main building. So you have like a park area to the left. There's lots of cooking opportunities. And if you've watched my videos before, you know that there is a Walmart less than 15 minutes away. And the reason that I share that is that you could go and pick up groceries. And if you were like, you know what, we're just going to kind of stay here for a couple of days. We're going to do our own cooking here and there. Maybe we'll go to an optional restaurant, every once in a while. You have that option, right? This is an example of their 5-bedroom media cabin. Again, beautiful. I love that these have old school cabin theming. I think that when you're staying at a place like a wilderness hotel, I love having some theming. I know a lot of the hotels, and not only, you know, the Wilderness has done this a little as well. They've done the new modern cabin. I still kind of like the old school. It feels like you're staying someplace very different than just a regular hotel room. These are really nice though. They're private. You've got lots of space, so you can have lots of family. Here's one that's an example of a 4-bedroom Frontier condominium. So this one would be probably have more units in it. And again, these are all in this sort of space. I'm just driving through this area just to kind of give you an idea of, you know, how far apart these are. You've got some space. But if you have a large family, this would be so much fun. Or like, I had an image of like a Thanksgiving or a Christmas where you rent one of these and then everybody could hang out there. If people want to go to the water parks for a little while, they can. Some people could stay and relax. I mean, this really is a fun family kind of getaway location. And you can see you're not that far away from the main lobby. So you could drive your car. If it's summer, you could walk. It's not that far. Or you could call the shuttle. So those are different options. Now, on my tour today, I did not go to the other resort, which is the Wilderness on the Lake, which is on the other side. It's about a 10-minute drive to that one. So if you're going to book Wilderness on the Lake, just know it is about 10 minutes from here. Not bad. During the summer, they have a boat that goes across the water, or during the normal time, you could take a shuttle, or you could drive your car. The one thing that's really nice about those is they have 2- and 3-bedroom condos, and they're the ones who have the jacuzzi in that little sunroom. Again, I've got videos on that, so if you are interested, definitely take a look. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go around the other side of the resort. This is going to be past the entrance all the way to the next stoplight. And this section is going to be where the conference center is, the Wyndham part of the Wilderness, and then the Wilderness condos. So this area is a little bit different. And what I like is that it's a little bit farther off of the main hotel, but there is a suspension bridge that connects them all. So know that if you end up staying in any of those locations around this other side, you can get to all the water parks and everything that you've seen on my tour. So the first thing we'll take a look at is the convention center. Now the convention center itself, what I love is that it's far away from everything so that if it gets noisy, it's totally fine, not going to affect anybody. But they do have a full traditional ballroom. And then they also have where you can actually request multiple locations out in the woods to get married. So if you want something beautiful and outdoors with horses, etc., they have that to accommodate. So definitely reach out. The other place that's really beautiful, which is right outside the conference center, is the Sandstone Ballroom. I have seen different events happening there. So beautiful, outdoors, romantic. This is what it looks like from the outside, just a standard convention center. Inside, though, it has a lot of wilderness theming, but not overly. It's just enough to give you that feel without feeling too involved in that. And I'll be really honest, they do a great job. And they're very, very organized. And every time we've contacted them for anything, they've always been right on top of their game. So, wonderful, wonderful location. The other thing that's really nice is there is a lot of parking. Now if you go and have a wedding or something, a lot of times they'll open up a bunch of the condos right next door. You can see there's one of 2 bridges. And underneath this bridge connects to all the Wilderness condos. We have stayed in these. They're really nice, but they are very themed. So if wilderness theme might not be your thing, well, this is kind of what it looks like. A lot of them have 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. Some of them have Murphy beds that come out of the wall, which is cool. Full-size couch. And they still do the shuttle over here. So if you're like, oh, I want to go to Wilderness on the Lake, you call them, tell them what room exit you're in, and then they'll actually drive right to you and take you to the other one. And again, these are really a good deal. Sometimes in the winter you might find these because there's not a lot of weddings. Sometimes you might find these condos cheaper than you would the regular rooms. So don't be afraid just because you think, oh, it's a 2 or 3 bedroom condo. Definitely look at those. Here's an example of a 3 bedroom. They've got full kitchens, the whole bit, Murphy bed. Super nice accommodations. So don't be afraid to look at these sometimes in the winter because the price may be less expensive because there's not weddings and everything going on. Straight ahead, you're going to see there is that very long suspension bridge. It goes right over the Lost Canyon tours. We've talked about that. This bridge, though, connects you straight over to where painting pottery is in the Wild West and everything like that. So you can get to everything from right there. So I love that, especially being in Wisconsin in the winter. As we come up around the back side of this, on the left-hand side there, you're going to see this is where all the Wyndham rooms are. Now, these are privately owned by the Wyndham, so they're all designed a little bit differently. If you go on the Club Wyndham website, sometimes they'll offer deals to book these. Not always, but sometimes. But they are a lot, again, 2 and 3 bedroom. And they've got jacuzzi tubs, they've got washer and dryers in there, which to me, staying at a water park place, washer and dryer in my unit, night and day. Especially if you're going to be there for a couple of days, the kids don't have to put on ice cold wet swimsuits. The other thing that's nice too is these have full kitchens. We actually stayed at one of these when my kids were doing a little bit of homeschooling during the pandemic, and we loved it because they had all these like tables and space where we could do some homeschooling, plus we had an opportunity to kind of be away from home. Now I'm just going to kind of loop around the entrance here so you can see it, but you see how it's divided? To the left is Wyndham, to the right is the Glacier Canyon. Although just know, for everything except for the Wyndham, you still check in at that main entrance, way up front. So I hope more than anything that this video just kind of gave you an idea of kind of the lay of the land. I think it's one thing to look at a map, but I think it's another thing to kind of, spatially recognize where you're going to be staying and kind of how much larger or how much farther you'll be walking. A lot of these accommodations do have accessibility, availability, so you just need to make sure that you look for that when you book. Again, I hope that this helped you. Don't forget to take a look at all of my other Wisconsin Delve videos. I have a lot of them. We are over 40. I have a bunch of new ones coming. Be sure to subscribe. It means the world to me. We just hit 5,000 subscribers and we are on our way to 10. So thank you again. Don't forget to like, and I'd love to hear from you. Take care, everybody.